One of the most surprising things when it comes to breaking up with a narcissist is that it seems they're really done with you. Like the way they discard you or just the level of indifference, it really, really seems that they're done with you for good. That's the impression you get. But perhaps even more surprising is as soon as you've parted ways, you soon start getting the impression that actually they're not done with you. And actually, they'll never be done with you. That in itself can cause a lot of dissonance because narcissists like to discard their former supplies quite brutally. And brutally can be either through a very heavy kind of having a go at you in a way that makes you feel to blame for everything that happened, or just this indifference which shows they never had any feelings towards you. But either way, that impression that they're done with you is really a vivid one. But as the days, weeks, etc. go by, you start getting the feeling that, well, maybe they're not done with you. Maybe they bump into you. Maybe mutual friends are checking up on you. Maybe they're checking up on you. Maybe you just sense them thinking about you. You might be thinking, oh, my mind might be playing tricks on me. So you kind of convince yourself that no, this is weird. Of course they're not thinking about me. But then your gut tells you, maybe they are. And then you get a Hoover. Or then there's another coincidence where they somehow surface in your life, either directly or indirectly. Narcissists, they have this maladaptive way about themselves where they feel that they own people. They feel this entitlement to people. And what that means is, if they ever felt that you were a part of them, if they ever felt that they had you in their grips, if they ever felt that you were their supply, although they can distract themselves from you for a while, they can never quite let you go. And that applies not just to you, but it applies to others as well. Narcissists, they do feel they own people. They do feel the sense of entitlement. And for that very reason, narcissists, they like to keep tabs. Not every day, not every moment, but generally they like to keep tabs because they like to convince themselves, rightfully or wrongfully, they like to convince themselves that they're not losing you, at least not for good. They don't mind if they lose you for a while. They just want to make sure they have this framework set up where if they want to bring you back into their orbit, they can do that, or at least they have a good fighting chance at doing that if they apply themselves correctly. And that all ties back to the pathology. They are very maladaptive in that sense. And going back to keeping tabs, the keeping tabs is what satisfies that pathological distortion where if they can see that you're not really functioning without them, or if they throw a Hoover your way and they can see that you're willing to release everything going on in your life to get them back, or maybe they throw a flying monkey your way to check up on you, and you somehow let it slip how much you miss the narcissist, then all those things signal to them that they still have you, that they still own you. And narcissists, they don't have to keep tabs on you on a day-by-day basis. But they do have to know that you're still theirs, or that they still have a fighting chance at getting you if they so wish. So when narcissists are done with you, maybe they're done with you at that moment in time, and maybe they're distracted by somebody new for a while. And you're not the only one There are other people as well who they think they own. You might be one of many. But if it was the case of your most recent ex, and it was a recent breakup, then of course you're fresh on their mind because you were recently very much their possession. You were recently very much their primary supply. But it's just this confusion that people feel, this dissonance by how they can be so done with somebody one moment and the next they have to find a way of convincing themselves that they still have some kind of ownership over you, ownership over your focus, your energy, your time, sometimes even your resources. And of course, whatever they're distracting themselves with now, it's always going to be relatively short-lived until they realize that they need somebody to give them that boost, that infusion of life, which they just don't have. And that's sometimes where you come in the picture. And chances are, when they would have left you or discarded you, whatever you had going on in your life before they left you probably wasn't going so well anymore, because narcissists have a way over time of kind of pushing you away from your potential, pushing you away from your support group, pushing you away from your friends, the activities that give you some kind of purpose. They're really good at pushing you away from those things. And it's really hard for narcissists to leave people if those people are still fully engaged and fully productive. But if they're not with you and they heat check you and they keep tabs and they can see you're doing well, then that's something that'll most likely prompt them to want to make a return sooner rather than later. Because if you're applying yourself productively in other areas of your life, that means you're giving a bit of yourself to all those areas, all those other things, activities, and people. And the more you're given to those other people and they reciprocate back to you, you have this constructive rendezvous going on in many different areas of your life. All of that means there's that much less to go to the narcissist or your ex-narcissist, because you're giving yourself away to other things and people that actually make a positive impact. And they feel threatened by that. Not least because it might mean if they ever did want you back, there's no more void for them to exploit. You're fully engaged, you're fully giving yourself. There's not much there for them to take, because you're not looking to fill any missing piece, because you're somewhat complete. And for them, that's a threat, because it means they might not have any more access to you. Thanks for watching.